Hello, everyone. Dr. Megan here on the Prednisone Pharmacist page. I'm excited to share another weekly prednisone question and answer with you. Today is a very happy topic. I have been sharing some of the doom and gloom so far about prednisone because it is full of lots of miserable things. And today I'm excited because I get to share good things like what we can eat, those good, delicious things that we need while we're on prednisone. So I'm really excited about this. Today, we're talking about foods that you need to prevent prednisone weight gain. I am Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist. First, today, we are going to talk a little bit of a review about which nutrients that prednisone is making us deficient in. Then we'll follow up with foods that you need to give back those deficient nutrients. Next, and at the end, we will close with a gift and how you can get it. These are the nutrients that prednisone affects. Some of them go up on prednisone, but most of them are depleted, or you become deficient, or they're taken away when you take prednisone. So we've discussed this in more depth in the past, but just know that sodium goes high, and the other ones like potassium and chromium and magnesium and calcium and a bunch of vitamins are decreased. So that is what we're going to focus on today. I'm going to be focusing on these in the order in which they are the very most important for how prednisone affects us. Prednisone messes up the calcium balance the very most while taking prednisone. It is the very most important nutrient to focus on when you are eating while taking prednisone. So calcium has many ways that prednisone steals it, but in a normal person, calcium is used to help with bone strength, teeth, and in a lot of cellular things like heart contractions. Calcium is in things that aren't just dairy. So here are some examples, and all of these food examples are from the United States National Institute of Health Office of Dietary Supplements. So they say that some of the best sources of calcium, and for all of the food examples going forward, I have them in order of the highest percent, like the highest source of that. So the first one listed is one of the best sources of that nutrient. So calcium is found in yogurt and sardines and cheese and fortified orange juice, salmon and turnip greens, and kale and broccoli. And you can also see over here on the right other places to get calcium that are not dairy in this image. And I love knowing that because I grew up watching TV commercials that said, "Got milk?" and implying that that was the only way you could get calcium, and that is incomplete. So there are good leafy greens and good nuts and beans and even delicious fruits like oranges where you can get calcium. The next most important one goes right along with that. So prednisone doesn't actually steal vitamin D, but it does steal the calcium, and calcium can't be absorbed without vitamin D. So it's important to have a high enough vitamin D so that the calcium you are able to get in, you're able to use. So in addition to the most important source of vitamin D, the sun and sunlight, you can also get it through salmon and tuna, egg yolks, and mushrooms, and some more pictures on your right. I have a story for you. When I was expecting my third child, I craved broccoli, and I would eat an entire head of broccoli at a time. So I wonder if it was that I was craving calcium or if it was really chromium. So chromium is a very important metal in our bodies that is important so that insulin can work properly and so that we can have good metabolism. Some ways to get chromium include broccoli and grape juice, mashed potatoes, and garlic. So eat a good garlic soup made with broccoli, potatoes. Some good source of chromium. Magnesium. This is another mineral, and it is used all over the body. Enzymes in 300 different systems in the body use it. So it's vital to have enough magnesium. The muscles, bones, and it's important in regulating blood glucose. Some food sources of magnesium include almonds or spinach, cashews, and peanuts. You're seeing lots of nuts, right? Delicious avocado and an entire potato. That means you need to include the skin. Brown rice and black beans. Look at that beautiful pearl. Oysters are a good source of zinc. Zinc is used in 100 different enzymes and is important for immune function and keeping proteins together, forming proteins, and in wound healing. So oysters are a really good source of zinc. Other good places to get zinc include beef chuck roast, crab, baked beans, and pumpkin seeds. I love pumpkin seeds. If you toast them, pepitos. All right, potassium. This ionic metal, potassium, is found inside the cell. So potassium's inside and sodium is on the outside. And it's super important for potassium to keep the cell full enough. If we don't have enough potassium, the cells collapse. Potassium is used to help with our nerves and our muscles and our kidneys in making signals of what needs to happen and where. One of the best food sources of potassium is dried apricots. I love it when our apricot tree blooms and then ripens, and then we get to eat the delicious apricots. So if you let them dry out, eating dried apricots can last for a long time, is a really good source, or you can buy it at the store. Other good sources of potassium include lentils and prunes, acorn squash, raisins, and you'll see a little bit farther down is banana. That's what the one I always heard was a good source of potassium. And potassium is one of those nutrients that if it's too high, it can also be dangerous. So you don't want to make it go way too high. Your body will do its very best to keep potassium within a very tight range. And so if you have kidney problems, like you're on dialysis, then take this all with a grain of salt, because you need to be careful to avoid these things. Because if your kidneys are failing, then you're not able to get rid of potassium. But for everybody taking prednisone who doesn't otherwise know of any kidney problems, it's important to incorporate these nutritional foods into your diet. Folic acid is important for cell division and metabolism, and you can find it in lots of fortified breads and cereals. In addition to, the best sources are beef liver and spinach, black-eyed peas, asparagus. I love asparagus. Our first little asparagus shoot in our garden just shot up, and if you eat it raw, it tastes like a pea. Anyway, they're so delicious. And Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts roasted. And this is one of my very favorite things that I ate while I was on prednisone is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are one of the best sources of vitamin A. Vitamin A is normally used for supporting immune function and good vision and reproducing cells in your body. Other good sources of vitamin A include beef liver and spinach, carrots, pumpkin pie, yum, any excuse to eat that, right? and cantaloupe. So if you're seeing a theme here, I'm going with spinach. That's a good one. Broccoli. Incorporate those and you are set. Oh, wait. Here's broccoli again. Vitamin C, collagen, protein metabolism, and as an antioxidant are how vitamin C works. Some examples of vitamin C that we normally think of things like oranges and grapefruits, all of those citrus fruits, but it's not just that. Red and green peppers are good sources, as is broccoli and Brussels sprouts again. That picture you see right there is Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are one of the best sources of selenium. Now, selenium is a metal that is a trace mineral in our bodies, and it is there's not a lot of evidence that prednisone actually depletes it, so don't go overboard on supplementing your selenium by eating too much. But it is important to have enough selenium because of having a good thyroid function, because prednisone can affect your thyroid, and helping with oxidative protection. So that's like being an antioxidant. Other ways to get selenium are through tuna, halibut, sardines, and ham. So if you have enjoyed this, I'm also here to tell you the good news is that fat is not a food that we need to avoid. I showed this last week, but we had some technical difficulties. So I just wanted to make sure you know that fat is not the enemy while on prednisone. So you can eat good healthy fats like avocados and coconut milk and olive oil and butter, all of those important but real fats. You don't want to eat any man-made fats like vegetable oils or fat substitutes. Finally, I promised you a gift at the end for all of those who stayed. And even if you watch this later, if you want to get a cheat sheet of these that you can put in your kitchen and refer to as what important foods do I need, what nutrients do I need to eat while on prednisone, if you click on the link below, it will show you where you can get access to this. And for those of you who are watching it live, I will be sending it out in a few days when I get access to it. Next week, we'll talk about how to get these good foods into our diet. So I hope you'll join us then. Every Thursday, 12:30 Pacific time.